Chapter 11. Case 1. Oh beautiful human near-death experiencer Mellon Thomas Benedict. First excerpt. In 1982 I died from terminal cancer. The condition I had was inoperable, and any kind of chemotherapy they could give me would just have made me more of a vegetable. I was given 6 to 8 months to live. I had been an information freak in the 1970s, and I had become increasingly despondent over the nuclear crisis, the ecology crisis, and so forth. So, since I did not have a spiritual basis, I began to believe that nature had made a mistake, and that we were probably a cancerous organism on the planet. I saw no way that we could get out from all the problems we had created for ourselves and the planet. I perceived all humans as cancer, and that is what I got. That is what killed me. Be careful what your worldview is. It can feed back on you, especially if it is a negative worldview. I had a seriously negative one. That is what led me into my death. I tried all sorts of alternative healing methods, but nothing helped. There was this light shining. I turned toward the light. The light was very similar to what many other people have described in their near-death experiences. It was so magnificent. It is tangible, you can feel it. It is alluring. You want to go to it like you would want to go to your ideal mother's or father's arms. As I began to move toward the light, I knew intuitively that if I went to the light, I would be dead. So as I was moving toward the light I said, please wait a minute, just hold on a second here. I want to think about this, I would like to talk to you before I go. To my surprise, the entire experience halted at that point. You are indeed in control of your near-death experience. You are not on a roller coaster ride. So my request was honored and I had some conversations with the light. The light kept changing into different figures, like Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, mandalas, archetypal images and signs. I asked the light, what is going on here? Please, light, clarify yourself for me. I really want to know the reality of the situation. I cannot really say the exact words, because it was sort of telepathy. The light responded. The information transferred to me was that your beliefs shape the kind of feedback you are getting before the light. If you were a Buddhist or Catholic or fundamentalist, you get a feedback loop of your own stuff. You have a chance to look at it and examine it, but most people do not. As the light revealed itself to me, I became aware that what I was really seeing was a higher self matrix. The only thing I can tell you is that it turned into a matrix, a mandala of human souls, and what I saw was that what we call a higher self in each of us is a matrix. It's also a conduit to the source, each one of us comes directly, as a direct experience from the source. We all have a higher self, or an oversoul part of our being. It revealed itself to me in its truest energy form. The only way I can really describe it is that the being of the higher self is more like a conduit. It did not look like that, but it is a direct connection to the source that each and every one of us has. We are directly connected to the source. So the light was showing me the higher self matrix. And it became very clear to me that all the higher selves are connected as one being, all humans are connected as one being, we are actually the same being, different aspects of the same being. It was not committed to one particular religion. So that is what was being fed back to me. And I saw this mandala of human souls. It was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I just went into it and it was just overwhelming. It was like all the love you've ever wanted, and it was the kind of love that cures, heals, regenerates. Then the light turned into the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen, a mandala of human souls on this planet. Now I came to this with my negative view of what has happened on the planet. So as I asked the light to keep clarifying for me, I saw in this magnificent mandala how beautiful we all are in our essence, our core. We are the most beautiful creations. The human soul, the human matrix that we all make together is absolutely fantastic, elegant, exotic, everything. I just cannot say enough about how it changed my opinion of human beings in that instant. I said, oh, God, I did not know how beautiful we are. At any level, high or low, in whatever shape you are in, you are the most beautiful creation. You are. I was astonished to find that there was no evil in any soul. I said, how can this be? The answer was that no soul was inherently evil. The terrible things that happened to people might make them do evil things, but their souls were not evil. What all people seek, what sustains them, is love, the light told me. What distorts people is a lack of love. The revelations coming from the light seemed to go on and on. Then I asked the light, does this mean that humankind will be saved? Then, like a trumpet blast with a shower of spiraling lights, the great light spoke, saying, remember this and never forget, you save, redeem and heal yourself. You always have. You always will. You were created with the power to do so from before the beginning of the world. In that instant I realized even more. I realized that we have already been saved, and we saved ourselves because we were designed to self-correct like the rest of God's universe. This is what the second coming is about. I thank the light of God with all my heart. The best thing I could come up with was these simple words of totally appreciation. Oh dear God, dear universe, dear great self, I love my life. I had a descent into what you might call hell, and it was very surprising. I did not see Satan or evil. My descent into hell was a descent into each person's customized human misery, ignorance, and darkness of not knowing. It seemed like a miserable eternity. But each of the millions of souls around me had a little star of light always available. But no one seemed to pay attention to it. They were so consumed with their own grief, trauma, and misery. But, after what seemed an eternity, I started calling out to that light, like a child calling to a parent for help. Then the light opened up and formed a tunnel that came right to me and insulated me from all that fear and pain. That is what hell really is. So what we are doing is learning to hold hands, to come together. The doors of hell are open now. We are going to link up, hold hands, and walk out of hell together. One of my questions to the light was, what is heaven? I was given a tour of all the heavens that have been created, the nirvanas, the happy hunting grounds, all of them. I went through them. These are thought form creations that we have created. We don't really go to heaven, we are reprocessed. But whatever we created, we leave a part of ourselves there. It is real, but it is not all of the soul. I saw the Christian heaven. We expect it to be a beautiful place, and you stand in front of the throne, worshipping forever. I tried it. It is boring. This is all we are going to do. It is childlike. I do not mean to offend anyone. Some heavens are very interesting, and some are very boring. I found the ancient ones to be more interesting, like the Native American ones, the happy hunting grounds. The Egyptians have fantastic ones. It goes on and on. There are so many of them. In each of them there is a fractal that is your particular interpretation, unless you are part of the group soul that believes in only the God of a particular religion. Then you are very close, in the same ballpark together. But even then, each is a little bit different. That is a part of yourself that you leave there. Death is about life, not about heaven. I asked God, what is the best religion on the planet? Which one is right? And God had said, with great love. I don't care. That was incredible grace. What that meant was that we are the caring beings here. The ultimate Godhead of all the stars tells us, it does not matter what religion you are. They come and they go, they change. Buddhism has not been here forever, Catholicism has not been here forever, and they are all about to become more enlightened. More light is coming into all systems now. There is going to be a reformation in spirituality that is going to be just as dramatic as the Protestant Reformation. There will be lots of people fighting about it, one religion against the next, believing that only they are right. Everyone thinks they own God, the religions and philosophies, especially the religions, because they form big organizations around their philosophy. When God had said, I don't care, I immediately understood that it is for us to care about. It is important, because we are the caring beings. It matters to us, and that is where it is important. What you have is the energy equation in spirituality. Ultimate Godhead does not care if you are Protestant, Buddhist, or whatever. It is all a blooming facet of the whole. I wish that all religions would realize it and let each other be. It is not the end of each religion, but we are talking about the same God. Live and let live. Each has a different view. And it all adds up to the big picture, it is all important. I went over to the other side with a lot of fears about toxic waste, nuclear missiles, the population explosion, the rainforest. I came back loving every single problem. I love nuclear waste. I love the mushroom cloud, this is the holiest mandala that we have manifested to date, as an archetype. It, more than any religion or philosophy on earth, brought us together all of a sudden, to a new level of consciousness. Knowing that maybe we can blow up the planet 50 times, or 500 times, we finally realized that maybe we are all here together now. For a period, they had to keep setting off more bombs to get it into us. Then we started saying, we do not need this anymore. Now we are actually in a safer world than we have ever been in, and it is going to get safer. So I came back loving toxic waste, because it brought us together. These things are so big. As Peter Russell might say, these problems are now soul size. Do we have soul size answers? Yes. The clearing of the rainforest will slow down, and in 50 years there will be more trees on the planet than in a long time. If you are into ecology, go for it, you are that part of the system that is becoming aware. Go for it with all your might, but do not be depressed. It is part of a larger thing. Earth is in the process of domesticating itself. It is never again going to be as wild a place as it once was. There will be great wild places, reserves where nature thrives. Gardening and reserves will be the thing in the future. Population increase is getting very close to the optimal range of energy to cause a shift in consciousness. That shift in consciousness will change politics, money, energy. Second excerpt. The next question I asked was, why would you create humanity? Why would humanity be created when they are such dark and evil beings? The light turned into a mandala, like a big, round stained glass window that was alive, and I was breathed into the center of it. In that center, it was like I could look into every human soul, including my own. I could see no evil, at all. No darkness in any human that has ever lived. That may shock you. It shocked me. But I was there in the nexus, the mandala of human souls. There was something in us all, and in all of nature and all of Gaia, that's incorruptible. No matter what you've ever done, it's incorruptible. That is that source in you that is perfect, that is there already. In that moment, I heard the light say, "Oh beautiful human." It was a blessing. And in that moment, I fell in love with humanity again. I think that's when my cancer was cured. Case 2. We are uniquely special near-death experiencer Natalie Sudman. In this non-physical state of being, there is a profound sense of belonging. Everything about everyone that exists is not only accepted, but admired, respected, recognized and celebrated. There is a cooperative, co-passion for being that permeates everything I experienced. Everything there is effortless. It is just so easy. It's blissful. And it's filled with a joy that is so fundamental it's only really remarkable from outside of that state of being. So imagine that everything you have ever thought, imagined, experienced, dreamed, or created was recognized to be valuable to yourself and to everyone else, to all that exists. Imagine that no matter what you do or how you express yourself, you belong and are valued. This is true. What was known to me, what was so basic as to be assumed, was just that we are each intrinsically valuable and everything we experience matters, not just to ourselves but to each other and to all that is. I use the phrase, all that is, instead of God, source, universe, whatever. A lot of those words have personal connotations that limit my ideas. And so when I say, all that is, it includes all that is. That's the term that I'll be using. My experience is that we are always within an expressions of all that is, which is a beautiful force of infinitely curious and creative energy and awareness. How can we be anything but perfect? We are all that is just as much as it is us. We are created by it, it creates us. We participate in it, it participates in us. We extend it and it extends us. We are each individual expressions of the single infinite awareness. We are one. And we are each perfect exactly as we are. We are so used to thinking in terms of hierarchies. The healer is more important than the addict. The teacher is more important than the alms dealer. These hierarchies of values are not real. I don't care how dull, or weird, or messed up we think our lives are here in the physical world, I can assure you that all of us are having a valuable experience. And I don't care how special we think we are each uniquely special. Every single one of us. Our experience extends and enhances everything that exists. We are each infinitely creative beings having an amazing experience just by being here. From the out-of-body perspective, it was understood that it takes some skill to even exist in the physical body, in the physical world. It takes a skill of focus to maintain consciousness within a physical body and then to participate in a collective, cooperative, creative experience of being in this physical world. So, we're all amazing. We're all jet pilots flying 50 feet off the deck upside down. We are very cool. Just by showing up here, just by showing up. Case 3. Dig in, remember, teach others near death experiencer Natalie Sudman. We come into this world, at this time, in this place, in order to participate. But that doesn't mean we have to lose sight of the fact of who we really are. We are not this personality, or this body, or these emotions. We are infinite beings having an experience through this body, through the emotions, through the personality. It is possible to participate in this life, to get into a role with passion while still remembering that it is just a role, that we are actually whole beings, indestructible, safe, utterly beautiful. The best plays are ones in which the actors are so good, that we all, actors and audiences, give ourselves over to the story. But in the end the curtain comes down, we always know it is a play. Dig in, be with life, and give yourself over to the story, without forgetting that it is a story. We are not the only ones who benefit from our experience in the physical world. In this experience, we deepen our understanding of who and what we are in a unique way. When we leave our physical bodies, we have a lot of knowledge that other beings don't necessarily have. We have a lot to teach and share. Soulmate, this is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni Consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.